So we're now standing in front of a pretty ordinary looking parking lot on Great Jones Street, right between Lafayette and the Bowery. Now if you look behind the parking lot, you can see a small structure there with two large vaulted stained glass windows. Those stained glass windows used to be part of a Catholic orphanage. In 1963, famous artist Robert Rauschenberg purchased that building to serve as his studio, but also as a commercial space for arts of all different types, including performance art. It was a major improvement from his dingy previous studio on Fulton Street that he shared with his lover and sometimes collaborator, Jasper Johns. It was here that Robert Rauschenberg teamed up with John Cage and his posse of dancers to rehearse for the famous 9 Evenings performances that were then shown on Broadway. For the different types of multimedia performances here, Robert Rauschenberg teamed up with a kind of square group of Swedish engineers. They weren't exactly used to living with artists and associated with them, and they were a little wary of Rauschenberg and his entire posse. But he quickly won them over, and they started sleeping right here in the old orphanage every single night, while different multimedia performances were going on, technology performances, and it was really one of the first instances of the fusion between art and technology on New York's art scene. This first collaboration between science and art, engineering and artistic creativity, received sort of a lukewarm reception from the critics here in town. The New York Times decreed that if this type of behavior was indicative of the engineering profession in the United States, then the Russians were sure to be the first people on the moon. Ultimately, after a while, Rauschenberg felt that he had to abandon his idea for this mixed-use multimedia performance space, as it became more about the parties than the art itself. The parties started getting out of control, a young woman was raped in the basement, and Rauschenberg believed that people were more interested in being personalities than they were in exploring the work and exploring the mixture between science and creativity. All right, that's good.